So I'm going to show you how to do easy recolors. We're going to be using GIMP in this tutorial. GIMP is free. It's I don't recommend it for like drawing, but it's great for doing like photo edits. You can download it for free from gimp.org. You can just download it directly. In this demo or in this tutorial, I'm going to be using Mel as the model I'm going to recolor. You can download it from booth.com. It does cost money, so if you really like it, then I recommend spending money. It's a really good model. That model download comes with a package, which I've imported already. If you want to import it, you can import it using the import custom package and navigate to it. I just double-clicked the prefab file and imported it. So I already imported it, so if I double-click it, it's not going to do anything. I'm just going to waste your time. So I go to Mel. There's a couple prefabs here. I'm going to import this one. I already adjusted the shaders. So if I grab the prefab variant 2, you can see that it has some stuff broken. So I'm going to just hit Control Z to undo that. So I'm going to just do a couple simple things just to show some aspects of GIMP. So easy way to find a texture is to go and click on that, get to the material. I switched to standard because I don't have any shaders imported. I'm talking about shaders in this tutorial. I'm just actually going to make this color. This is one of the options, but everything else is here. So you can see the body is there. Go ahead and right click that, do show and explore. And this is the one we're going to edit. So we're going to open this with GIMP. This is after we had GIMP installed. If you install it, go ahead and open this. If you need to pause. If you need to rewind, press J and you can fast forward L. Or on mobile, you can just double tap. So you're going to want to have the layer option and the toolbox open. If you do not have this, you can also press tab to hide and show them. But you can get the toolbox by going Window to Toolbox, and you can also bring up layers. You doesn't need to use the same configuration as me. You just need these two things. So I'm going to use the fuzzy select, and I'm going to increase the threshold. The threshold is how many colors that are adjacent to this color that you're selecting, which I'm changing it to 30 because it makes it a little bit easier. So fix this, fix that, and I'm pressing shift when I click, so it doesn't reset it, it just increases it. So I'm going to pick that. I think because I have a high threshold, it's pretty close. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I have everything selected. We'll find out in just a second. I'm gonna copy it, paste, and then now there's a floating layer. We can just make that a new layer. And if I hide the old layer, you can kind of see everything will disappear. So with this, I'm going to show you how to use the colorize function. So if we go colors and then to colorize, you can see that it just you pick one color and it kind of like approximates everything to that color. And in this case, we're going to give Mel dark skin. We're going to give this model dark skin. So you kind of have to understand some color theory or understand what like black skin looks like. So it's going to be like kind of orangish, but we're going to make it dark. So if we go down, we can bring it here. Yeah, so I think that's a good spot. And then we can, of course, move it up and down here. And we hit OK. We hit OK. And then that'll be good. I believe that's the mouse, so we're not going to touch that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to overwrite this, but we're going to export as, and we're just going to say dark skin. And it'll make a new texture. And then if we go back to Unity, it'll reload. and then I can go and boom. That's what we want. Next thing I want to adjust the color of is the hair. The hair, if we go back to this, we can do the hair. If you noticed before, the body texture also includes the eyebrows. So we're going to keep that open, and we're actually going to go back to that texture and edit it. So if we go back, this one should be around here. And I want to make this purple. So instead of colorize, another option we can do, there's strengths and weaknesses to all of them, is we can do Hue-Saturation. So that's about purple. I want it darker. I want it a little bit more saturated. So that's good. We're also going to we're going to darken it some more, but also increase the contrast. And I'm just going to stick with that. I'm going to export this as male hair text purple. So export. We can just keep those default settings. If I double click on that, you can see there's the shader. Boom. You can see the eyebrows are still wrong. If I go back to this, and I'm going to do the fuzzy select tool again. I'm going to pick my first layer, and I'm going to hold shift so I can select more and more of it. Yeah, and that's the eyebrows and the eyelashes. So I'm going to copy this. We don't actually have to do this, but I like doing this step because it's not destructive. You can always just go back. And then paste, make this a new layer. And instead of having to do everything that we just did before, it saves each time. So each time you use a tool, it saves the settings. So the last use setting, we'll just do that. That's what we did last time. And same with the brightness contrast. We'll say that. And then we can now export to that, and it exports. So just wait a second for that to finish. Yep, there we go. And that's basically how you do simple like recolors. I do recommend just messing around with these different settings. You can like invert the colors, for example. And I haven't actually used everything here, so feel free to mess around. But for the most part, you'll only use the 3 options that I showed you. And that's basically how you do simple recolors in GIMP.